Russo's Playbook.
All right, what's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of the NFL Rundown here on Russo's Playbook. As always, it's hosted by Pat and myself. How you doing today, Pat?
Doing all right. What's going on with you?
I'm chilling, man. We had a good day so far. Sunday's been decent with the weather, but we'll take it.
I know. I'm dealing with the Sunday scaries, going back into the office tomorrow, so pray for me.
For sure. Well, you know what helps with that? Some football talk.
Let's do it.
Exactly what it is. We'll break down the biggest news right now, which was Julio Jones being traded to the Tennessee Titans. Love or hate? How you feel?
I mean, I like it. If Julio wants out, I love Julio, so I think it only makes sense he goes to a place where he'll be happy, especially a guy later in his career trying to put himself in a position to get a ring. I don't think he was going to get that in the Falcons. You know, they just recently changed coaches. Like, it's a whole different thing going on over there. I think he realized that. And he said, if I'm going to do this move, it has to be now. So good for the Titans. Yeah. They needed it. Their defense is still trash.
defense torn apart.
Still trash. But at least they got Julio.
Listen, yeah, that goes for really any team. Anybody that got Julio, it's a big pickup. It's going to step up your offense immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask for more from a receiver.
No. And not to mention, like, he's a through and through leader. Like, you see it all the time on like these little Instagram clips that the Falcons page posts. Like, he's like takes the time out of his day in practice to like help his wide receivers. Yeah. And like give them tips on technique and everything. So, you know, that's a guy you want in the locker room. That's a guy you want on a team that's, you know, making playoff runs. So not to mention, he's been in the playoffs. He's been in the Super Bowl. He knows what it takes to get there. So good for the Titans. Wish they had a defense, but good for the Titans.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, they got Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that offense is a monster right now. And as much as I don't like Ryan Tannehill, he's not a bad quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's not amazing. He's not going to blow you away with his arm talent and everything, but he'll get the job done.
He gets the job done, and it only helps having those type of weapons around him. And he's had those this whole time in Tennessee, so I think that's why you saw him take that big jump. So it's interesting though. Like, people really thought he was gonna be worth the first rounder. I'm sorry.
Oh, here we go. Listen.
Listen. Before we get into this, my only point is he gets hurt. You know, he doesn't get, you know, he had the one serious injury. Other than that, it tweaks hamstrings and sits out a game here and there. And not to mention, he's 32 years old. I think his second makes sense.
I mean, all right. So I get where the giving a second and a fourth makes sense, which is what Tennessee did. I can see why that makes sense, but it makes sense because he diminished his value for the Falcons, I feel like. Like, if he didn't go on live air with Shannon Sharp and say all that stuff, I think he could have went for a first. I think he deserves a first.
I can agree that he deserves a first, but I just couldn't see any team giving it up. Especially after seeing what Hopkins went for. I feel like that completely, like...
Well, the Texans are something else.
Yeah,
they gave away almost everybody for free. It didn't even matter. I'm pretty sure if the whole Watson thing didn't go down, which we still have no update on, obviously we'd help you ASAP. But with the whole Watson going down, I'm sure he would have went for one first-round pick instead of three like other teams would have got. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't seem to know how to run their organization.
I saw, to get a little sidetracked here, but I saw Deshaun Watson said he would want to play for the Denver Broncos. Like, that is his team.
That's a ready team.
Dude, those wide receivers are nasty.
Yeah, and their defense is stacked too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good spot for Watson. But with this Julio thing, man, I think Titans are right up there to go to the Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Yeah. They're like, that just makes them an immediate threat. Threat. I mean, I said it before, the only thing now that they have to worry about is that defense. They're really hurting there. Yeah. Not many playmakers on that side of the ball. But it might not matter with that offense.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
They're just that good. Yeah, they're going to be that good.
Exactly. And they did bring in a cornerback, Caleb Farley, in the first round of the draft, but he's had injury concerns as well, so he might not even see the field.
Jeez.
So they definitely have to shore up that defense if they want to go far, because I still think they can't compete with the Chiefs or even the Ravens. They've been back and forth, winning and losing. So it's tough competition.
Still got to go through, man. The Bills, too.
The Bills as well, yeah. I never want to say it.
I
never want to say it.
I don't want to say it either, but it is what it is.
But speaking of the Ravens, real quick, why the hell did they not make a move for Julio?
I don't know.
I mean, Julio Jones, Lamar Jackson, Marquise Brown, and then Rashad Bateman, and the running backs. I mean, you can't ask for more. That would have been an amazing pickup.
It would have been. Maybe they tried. But they just got bought out pretty much. It's just that.
See that might also be the problem. Without who challenged the Titans to give up a pick? Or did Julio say, I'm only going to the Titans? That's what I think I need to figure out.
I could actually see that. The way him and A.J. Brown have been clicking, and you've seen A.J. Brown try to recruit him. Maybe he wants to have that tandem.
Yeah.
Not to mention Derrick Henry. It's a great offense.
So many weapons. But, I mean, I don't know. I just think, I feel like it was only the Titans bidding at this point. Because if you're the Ravens, if you're the Patriots, why the hell not throw a second and a third round pick to up it up?
Maybe Julio was just not interested in playing for the Ravens. That's not really an offense that suits him. That's a real run heavy first offense.
Yeah, I always pictured if Julio went to the Ravens, man, because Lamar Jackson's good. He has an arm, he can throw, but he has some accuracy issues here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a guy like Julio, you don't need to be accurate. The guy can catch it. Yeah, exactly. Just throw it. So, like I said, that was my only thought on the him going to the Ravens would have been a better pickup, but the Titans, they got a player for sure.
I like that number 2.
Yeah, it's clean.
He said because it's 1 plus 1 equals 2,
yep.
and Derrick Henry, it's some sort of correlation with the tandem that he has with A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry. But I think it's to remind people that he only went for a second.
Let him know. Nah, man. If he chose to 2 is just saucy for a wide receiver.
Yeah,
it is. It really is clean. So, but Julio Jones wasn't the only conversation we had today. It did spark our next conversation, which is top 5 wide receiver duos currently. So I'll kick it off right now with my number 5. Got to be Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys.
All right, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, I actually had them in my honorable mention.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I think they're going to be phenomenal. I'm excited to see Dak bounce back from this injury. That offense has no reason to not be electric.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I love that pick, definitely. I had OBJ and Landry coming in at 5.
Ooh, okay.
I'm excited to see OBJ, come back healthy too. I think Baker has been showing good improvement.
Yeah.
So I like that tandem a lot.
Yeah, my only thing with OBJ and Landry, I wanted to add them in so bad, but I just don't know if OBJ is going to stay healthy.
That's true.
Because they could be top 3, top 2 if anything.
Yeah, they could.
But OBJ has to show what he got. So
I'm with you. So I guess time will tell on that one.
Yeah, for sure. And then number 4, I got Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson of the Vikings.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, now I feel silly they're not even on my list. Oh my goodness.
They're good, yeah. Justin Jefferson came in as a rookie, absolutely killed it, and we all know Adam Thielen, obviously the monster he is.
He has the resume.
Yep.
And you're right, dude. Justin Jefferson's so nasty.
Yeah.
He's so good. So I respect that pick for sure. I had DK and Lockett coming in at number 4.
Okay.
I think they have obviously DK for the long ball. He's outrunning defensive backs with ease, and then Tyler Lockett catching it either over the middle or just playing that true slot guy, and he can be an outside threat too. So that's why they're coming in at number 4 for me.
Yeah, if you have them at 4, I'm intrigued to see the rest of your list because I got them pretty high, but we'll get to it. So my number 3 got to be Mike Evans, Chris Godwin of the Bucs.
Oh yes, I had the same right there. Evans
right there. Yeah, I mean, we know what they are. I still think Godwin's had injury concerns here and there, but for the most part, we know what they are, and they're a good duo. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
And then my number 2 is where DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett come in with the Seahawks.
Okay.
Yeah, they're obviously right up there. 1-2 punch. You touched on it with Tyler Lockett could play outside, inside. DK Metcalf go up, get the ball. I mean, what more can you ask?
They're nasty. Imagine if they just had a reliable running back.
Yeah. Rather than
Chris Carson. Don't get me wrong, he's a phenomenal player, but he just gets hurt way too often.
Yeah, agreed.
But number 2, I had Julio and AJ Brown.
Okay.
Coming in number 2. I mean,
Okay.
it's freaking Julio Jones and AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I don't really think I need to talk much more about it.
Well, that's exactly why I put them number 1 on my list. I mean, they're stellar. I think they're going to be amazing to watch. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
For sure. And then who's your number 1?
Hill and Kelsey. I know Kelsey's not a wide receiver. I know he's not a wide receiver, but he plays like one.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't. I feel like it's sacrilegious to keep them off this list. They're such a threat on all over the field. So they're gonna be coming in number 1 for me.
I respect that. Because Kelsey definitely lines up as a wide receiver as well. Definitely plays more of a receiving rather than blocking. Even though he can block
better than some wide receivers.
Well, exactly. I mean, I like it. I can agree with that for sure.
Awesome. Glad we're on the same page, man.
Yeah. But then we'll move into our top 5 wide receiver duos of all time. Now this is where it gets interesting because you got plenty of names. I'm just gonna let you know now. I did like some personal picks here.
Sure.
Some people that I actually got to watch and grow up watching. So I definitely went with some personal picks. But we'll kick it off with number 5. Larry Fitz and Anquan Boldin of the Cardinals. I mean, those two, when they went to that Super Bowl, exciting, electric, whatever word you want to describe that as, it was awesome to watch. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I mean, Larry Fitz, Mr. freaking reliable, and Anquan Boldin's just a dog. So, they're going down in history as one of the best tandems, I think, of all time, for sure.
Yeah, and then number 4, I got Donald Driver and Greg Jennings of the Packers. I was a huge fan watching them. With Jordy Nelson, you could throw in there as well. But
sure.
That's a trio, really. But, I mean, it was just fun to watch.
Yeah, those two were insane to watch. It almost reminds me of another tandem that Green Bay had, like Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb. I mean, a little different. They're different style of plays, but Green Bay's had some good wide receivers, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then number 3, Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne of the Colts.
Oh, it's all time, baby.
Yeah, we know what they did, man. With Peyton Manning, it was a fun show to see. I mean, they won a Super Bowl as well. So it was a good team, good wide receiver duo.
Absolutely. What do you have for number 2?
Number 2 got to be Chris Carter and Randy Moss, Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, there can't be really any argument there.
You can argue them to be number 1. You really
That's
could.
fair. That is fair.
Really could. They're nasty.
Yeah, but as everybody would probably know, my number 1's got to be Jerry Rice and John Taylor of the 49ers. They had their Super Bowl runs. Both of them had touchdowns. Both of them have great stats. And just overall, Jerry Rice is just number 1 wide receiver of all time. Like, anybody next to him that's a great wide receiver duo.
Yeah, the GOAT. So.
And then I actually had 2 honorable mentions as well. I had Don Maynard and George Sawyer from the Jets.
Hell yeah.
And then Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt from the Rams.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the one that can definitely be in this top 5 as well. The Maynard one, I love it.
Mm-hmm,
I love
course.
it. A lot of people out there might disagree, but
hey,
screw those people.
Joe Namath had to throw to somebody, right? And it just happened to be these two. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but that'll wrap it up right there for the Russo's NFL Rundown here on Russo's Playbook. You catch it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Read up on our blogs at russosplaybook.com, and we'll catch you guys again next Sunday.
Peace.